The world of Super Mario is complete and utter nonsense. Yes, I do know that most video games are. It's kind of an industry that's built on nonsense. But why don't you just try having fun for a second? I bought props for this. Just let me have this one. But the reason I call out Mario specifically is, well, I thought about Mario for the first time ever. Mario is 15 years older than me. It's always been this thing in my existence, so I never really thought about it. A game about a plumber that walks around grass fields eating mushrooms and stomping on turtles all day. And sometimes he goes to space, other times he's in a time machine or possibly playing golf. That all checks out, I guess. Because people tend to think, what's the point of questioning stuff 43 years after it's happened? Really, he's 43? He doesn't look a day over 12 with a mustache. He probably has an excellent skincare routine. He went from looking like the Thing to the Boss Baby. I gotta get on whatever regimen he's on. And probably also stop washing my face, body, and hair with Dollar General shampoo. But thinking about Mario quickly flooded my mind with hundreds of questions. So I thought I'd put on my detective cap and then another one, but on backwards, and get to the bottom of how the world of Mario works, why the world of Mario works, and most importantly, what the hell is going on in Mario?
They didn't have any corkboards for sale at Dollar General, so you get repurposed cardboard box that was laying in my garage. Welcome to my garage. Let's start with the center of the Mario universe. That's Mario. I have a lot of questions about Mario. Why doesn't he look like anyone else? There has got to be a way to say that doesn't sound incredibly racist. But nobody seems to know where the guy comes from. A lot say Brooklyn, thanks to the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. A lot say that he's actually from the Mushroom Kingdom because of Yoshi's Island, where he's featured as a baby. And some even say he's from New Donk City, but he doesn't look like a New Yorker. He definitely doesn't look like a Mushroom Kingdomer. And there's nothing you can say to convince me that he's a New Donker. These two are completely different species. And the conclusion that I have come to is that Mario must be from somewhere we have never seen before. Because yes, he does look human, but he doesn't look like any other human we've seen in the entire series. But he does look like his twin brother, Luigi, and also Wario. And Waluigi a little bit, but something's off about him. I still can't decide if he can be grouped in with the rest of them. I don't know. So it is safe to say that these two twin brothers are from the same location. And with what I said, you may be thinking that I'm saying that Mario is an alien. But that would be impossible because we know for a fact that Mario is Italian. Which gives us our first little triangle of facts here. We know for a fact that both Mario and Luigi are Italian, like Christopher Maltasani from The Sopranos.
I got dust up the crack of my ass and I'm starving to death.
And so with this knowledge, my investigation led me back to, let's just pop this up here, Yoshi's Island. I have a lot of thumbtacks and a lot of little printed out pieces. In the intro to Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, it starts with baby Mario and baby Luigi being carried by a stork to their parents. But baby Luigi is kidnapped and baby Mario, with the help of Yoshi, has to save him. And then at the end of the game, once Luigi is saved, we get another scene of baby Mario and baby Luigi being dropped off on the front step of their parents' home. So, therefore, for Mario to be Italian, this doorstep must be in Italy.
It's me from the editing room. Totally forgot that in Yoshi's Island, they get dropped off at a mushroom house. That's, not like a regular house that would be, in Italy. I googled it, and there are some houses that people have made that are shaped like mushrooms, so I'm just going to go with that it's still in Italy, because otherwise that puts a giant hole in this entire video, so it is a thing. They just have a mushroom-shaped house.
And the family later moved to Brooklyn so that Mario could have an accent. Because if a child is born in the US from two British parents, then the child will end up still having an American accent. It's because they are exposed to more American accents through media and the world outside of their home, but they will still say stuff that's super British, like "in it" It'll be hilarious because that doesn't really work with an American accent. You just heard it. Kind of like how the Brits say bottle of water and we all laugh at them. But solving that puzzle that the doorstep must be in Italy. I forgot to make a little printout of Italy, so it's on a note card. But solving that puzzle of where Mario is from left me with the answer to a question I didn't even know I was asking, which is, where is the Mushroom Kingdom? Mushroom Kingdom. We only ever see Mario go there via a warp pipe, but it has to be on Earth if a stork could fly from the Mushroom Kingdom in Yoshi's Island to Italy. And I'm realizing I put Italy in the wrong spot because Yoshi's Island is in the Mushroom Kingdom. Italy is not. So once again, the stork had to fly from this direction to Yoshi's Island through the Mushroom Kingdom to drop Mario and Luigi off in Italy, which would plant all three of these locations in Earth. On Earth? On Earth. We're dealing with a lot of string over here already, and I'm getting a little bit confused. So, to recap, Mario, Luigi, Italians, Italy, Earth. Yoshi's Island, Mushroom Kingdom, also on Earth. So, no one is an alien, which you probably already knew before this video. So, we only ever see Mario go there through a warp pipe. But it has to be on Earth if the stork is flying from Yoshi's Island through the Mushroom Kingdom to Italy. There has to be another way other than warp pipes. But where on Earth, you may be asking? I don't know, probably the Netherlands? Nobody knows anything about that place. And it has like a really made-up sounding name, so the Mushroom Kingdom could definitely be there. I didn't make a printout for that either, so no carts. Really glad I bought them. But if not, the theory is Mario has big Earth. Like how Mario eats a mushroom and gets big, which would further enforce that theory that he is not human, because Italians don't usually get gigantic when they eat mushrooms. I feel like it's fair to say your average Italian eats quite a bit of mushrooms. I'm not Italian, and I eat a lot of mushrooms. And so the Earth in Mario ate a Mushroom Kingdom, and now it's a big Earth, so it probably fits somewhere on the Earth, probably right next to the Netherlands. But that realization led me down yet another rabbit hole. It actually led me down two at the same time. I have to finish one for the one about sports and Mario Kart to make sense when I get to it. So for now, just put that segue into your pocket, and when we get there, we'll pull that back out, and we'll be able to talk about the sports of Mario Kart. We'll need to start with the Mushroom Kingdom. That place makes the least sense out of everything in the Mario universe. It's a place inhabited by mushroom people. Exhibit A, Mushroom Man, that also walk on and jump on mushroom platforms. They live in mushroom houses, and they eat small mushrooms. So if the mushrooms are people, why are they making houses out of it? That's like if we made objects out of people. It's not like we're out here making wallets out of human skin or something. I take it back. The internet is a vile and disgusting place. But your first thought is probably the same as mine, that these are different kinds of mushrooms. But then I came across something in the manual for Super Mario Bros. 1, and that is what a Goomba is. I've never thought about what they are until this exact moment.
A mushroom who betrayed the Mushroom Kingdom. One stomp and he dies.
A mushroom who has betrayed the Mushroom Kingdom, which kind of makes us suck as the player of Mario, because usually we're on the side of the resistance in these kind of stories. But here we are, the enforcer of the monarchy, just stomping on anybody's head who doesn't want to follow our oppression. Mario could be the bad guy. He's out here telling turtles and mushrooms to bite the curb and crushing their little skulls. Mario's a
So I'm going to cut in one last time here. I was going to cut this joke because it's kind of a rough subject matter to make jokes about. But talking about it led me to watching that scene on YouTube and then just watching that whole movie because I haven't seen it in a long time. And in the comments of that scene on YouTube was this comment. What are the chances? So then that led me to finding this meme, and then I couldn't cut the joke anymore. So, sorry.
But that led me to realize that mushrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom can change based purely off of their belief system. So one of these little guys finds Jesus, he could be a completely different person the next day. He could be one of these, or even one of these. So if the Toads are willing to commit mass genocide of their own species and race just because they don't want to follow the kingdom's rules, then what would stop them from hollowing out and living inside another one of their species? Just because they're like a Buddhist or something. I don't know what dictates their shape and size. So the Toads are just disgusting, awful individuals. And Mario is apparently a bad person, which you could argue is not true. He's just a guard for his kingdom. And the Goombas are clearly working with Bowser and the Koopas, the enemy who betrayed their home and consistently kidnaps their leader, Bowser, Peach. And I would normally agree with you that's a very rational thing to do, but what about the eating of the small mushrooms? If the mushroom houses are just people that have a different belief and have been hollowed out to live in, then I would assume that a small mushroom is just a mushroom that has not yet grown to have a belief yet. This is a baby mushroom. It has a face. It just hasn't grown its legs and arms yet. And Mario eats them to get taller.
You eat babies. You have to survive. Everyone knows that.
We eat berries and mushrooms, you fool!
And the next thing that this whole Goomba situation led me to is that anything in the Mushroom Kingdom can disguise itself as something else. And we've also seen the possibility of possession take place thanks to Super Mario Odyssey. But I didn't want to work all that paranormal stuff into this real information here. But in Super Mario Bros. 1, where he wears the red overalls instead of the blue one, if Mario has the Fire Flower ability and defeats the first 7 Bowser encounters with a fireball, it will reveal that it is not actually Bowser, just another enemy from the game in disguise as Bowser. Which, you guessed it, leads to another theory that none of the Bowsers are the same Bowser. Yes, they all want Peach, but I think they're all different people disguised as the same guy. Because if you think about it, this guy has been melted in lava, he's been thrown into an endless void, he's been left on a deserted island, and somehow he always comes back. Every single time. And every single time, he thinks he can defeat Mario. But that is the thing that broke this whole thing wide open. And you're not ready for this. Do you remember earlier, when I had you put something into your pocket? What was it? Oh yeah, that's right. It was a Segway. Pretty proud of that joke. I thought that was really funny. I've had a printout of a Segway in my pocket for 36 minutes. With the theory that every single Bowser is a different guy, or at least most of the time, that means there can be a good Bowser, which also means that all of the Mario sports and kart games can fit into this logical Mario universe. It means Mario can be friends with and play tennis with this guy, but also murder him. And along with that, things like Mario Kart or Mario at the Olympic Games, which takes place in real-world locations, also enforces the Big Earth theory. That's right, the Bigger Earth theory stands. And that can only mean one other thing. None of this makes any sense. Mario is complete nonsense. Did you pick up any of this? None of this has any real logic behind it. The entire premise and world of Mario is just based off of a guy going, what if he jumped on a mushroom and that was the bad guy? And then another guy a couple of years later saying, what if that plumber guy goes to space? There is so much that I have tried to wrap my brain around while doing this investigation on the logic of Mario that I possibly cannot figure out. The paintings in Mario 64 that Mario can jump through, and then he's just in another world? Are those real worlds? Do they really exist, or are they just small segments of artificial realities? Or do they take place in the same world as Italy and also Yoshi's Island? He's never once returned to any of these locations, so they must not be real, which means Mario wouldn't have to feel bad about throwing that baby penguin off a cliff. Don't act like you're special, we all did it. It's not a real baby penguin, who cares? The other things.
But guess what? And by the way,
why is Mario's hat an M, Luigi's hat an L, Wario's hat a W, and Waluigi, whose name also starts with a W, why is his hat an upside down L? Why is it that Power Stars and power moons, why are they the exact same kind of power source? How is it that Brooklyn in New York City and New Donk City take place in the same reality and are virtually the same thing? I have no answers for that. And that may lead you to ask, what was the purpose of this video? Well, there really wasn't one. I just thought about Mario, and then I couldn't stop. This is Mario. The other thing that I had that I couldn't fit into any of this because it didn't really make sense is that my entire life, I thought that Wario was Mario's uncle. And researching it, I found out that they were just childhood acquaintances. And Wario is just kind of a prick for no reason. There really wasn't a place for that at all in this entire video, but I felt like I needed to get it out. So that's all I got. I'm going to throw it back to me at the desk to finish this thing out. Have fun making sense of that.
I don't know how to process life after going through that whole thing. I certainly think I will pay a lot more attention when I play a Mario game, that's for sure. But I don't really know where to go from here. I gained 0 ground in knowledge. I know not all of Mario is supposed to be this connected universe. Mario was created to be this guy that they could just throw into any scenario as their mascot for all games. That's why we see him in tennis and party and kart and strikers for some reason and not soccer. And then also in his magical realm doing those things. Mario is your standard catch-all guy to do anything you need. But unlike the handyman who says he can fix everything but still leaves your faucet a little leaky, Mario's actually good at everything he does. Usually, 9 times out of 10, if they put out a game and it's got his little mustache-clad face on it, it's gonna be pretty close to excellent, if not perfect. So, there doesn't need to be sense. I've probably stated before in multiple videos that games don't have to make sense. They're just fun. There doesn't need to be a realistic reason to anything. But it's a really fun experiment, and I enjoyed it. So, maybe I'm going to do more of these. I have a couple of ideas of weird things. I don't know. That's all I got. And if I forgot to say it in this next thing, tune into the streams at 9-ish p.m. on Thursday nights. We'll be ripping Pokemon card packs and playing more Tony Hawk. Also, subscribe, comment, send me through USPS mail just a bag of Fritos. I don't need them. I just think it'd be funny if I got just a bag of Fritos in the mail. I'm not gonna tell you where to send it to, but go ahead and try. See if you can manage it. Make me laugh. All right, that's all I got. Go to this guy.
It's 32 degrees, it's the middle of November, and I'm standing outside nailing cardboard to my wall and tacking up pictures of Mario and putting string to it. They really don't tell you how difficult the whole string thing is. I pull one up to move the next string, and it all falls apart. That's why the string kind of stopped around here. Hey, just want to say thank you for watching my exploration into the Mario universe. If you could, go ahead and give me some feedback on what you thought of this new format I'm doing. It's much more different from what we were doing before. And I have a couple other weird ideas kind of like this one coming up, so hopefully you like this little change up. Also, I'm doing away with the little fuzzy outro thing, and this is the thing now. I'll just be here at the end talking to you, and then the little things will pop up. Maybe you can go ahead and subscribe, and I'll throw your name up here or something, or say it. Just, you subscribe, and then you comment and say, hey, I subscribed, and I go, hey, this guy subscribed, and they're pretty cool. I don't know. Just throwing ideas. If you have any other ideas of what else we could do, just, comment those too. And while you're waiting for the next video of this new format thing that won't have one of these, I promise, you can go ahead and click on this video or that video and click on this other thing that's probably right over my face that you can subscribe. It's a little picture of my head, and it'll take you to that subscribe screen. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get more of those. That's all I got. Okay, bye.